Stuff I left right in front of your garage, yeah.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Newman Show. I am Dennis with my soon-to-be official co-host Mike,
How
I
you
guess.
doing? Yes, soon.
And our guest this week is the lovely, beautiful, and talented Sarah Martin.
Hello. How are you?
We're going to be talking to her. She does many things, but mainly the topic tonight is going to be about the filmmaking. But if we veer off and talk about all the other stuff you do, that's fine too.
Yeah, whatever you want. Let's go rogue.
So we just want to thank last week's guest of Will Sharon. We did a little...
Oh my god, a lot of fun. Will's a great guy. Kid, really want to catch his stand-up act.
knows his comics.
Oh my god, yeah, he's definitely a Comic-Con guy.
And then, we haven't... Well, you guys came up with a new idea of having the Greatest American Hero as part of the Marvel
Yes, we're
Universe.
gonna, Will and I definitely should pitch that and, see if we can get any type of kudos for that. It was a lot of fun, Will.
But yeah, that's last week's show. So we'll get into the sponsors and get right into it, I guess, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we'll start with Frank Zambuto and Kayla Logistics. Kayla Logistics, where your business is our priority. Our goal is to provide our customers with end-to-end logistics solutions worldwide. Contact Frank Zambuto regarding all of your international import and export needs. Frank also has domestic contracts with many of the largest coast-to-coast trucking companies in the USA for non-personal cargo. For Newman Show listeners, just mention the Newman Show, and Frank will take 10% off your first domestic trucking shipment across the USA. Frank Zambuto and Kayla Logistics, where your business is our priority. And you can reach Frank direct at 347-536-3933 or email at frank@kaylalogistics.com. We also want to thank Jay from Felon for Life Motorcycle Repair. Last week you got to hear my bike, and it didn't really sound much like Harley at all.
No, not at all.
But let Jay have a hold of it. Now it sounds exactly like a Harley should sound.
Jay, and his work was impeccable, actually.
Yes.
And he...
Yes.
The bike looked just actually better coming out than it went in because he washed it. He waxed it.
Which I haven't done.
Yeah, it really looked really good. The parts and every old piece was repacked up in the box, given back to you.
You
So
get a professional
put it
job,
back to stock if you want.
you're not paying anywhere near what you would pay.
Oh, I'm sure if you paid at the
if you
Harley
went to
shop,
Harley.
yeah.
Jay does all sorts of motorcycle repair and puts on accessories
Wow.
and everything else. So reach out to him.
If you're saying we got no sound.
Okay. Do you know if we have sound, Bobby? Okay. All right, so you can reach Jay at 516-996-2780 or skullfan33@aol.com for his email. And he services all makes and models, not just Harleys. He will do anything you need, and definitely reach out to Jay for anything like that. And we have a new sponsor this week, the Irish Pub in Baldwin.
Oh, great spot.
Yes, we're very familiar with that.
Yes.
You got to come meet us down there one night. That's a lot of fun. Go see Sean and the crew over there.
We tend to go down sometimes Monday nights after the show also.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't tonight, but I'm going to try to do that next week. But
Okay.
yeah, they have all sorts of things going on there. Every Friday night they have karaoke. This Saturday they're having a beer pong tournament, but you have to be at least 21
At
or
least
older.
21. Yeah.
So yeah, if you're 18, you're good at beer pong. Just keep honing your skills and Wait till you're legal to go in and try
Right.
it.
Right. To keep all your college skills going, and then when you turn 21, go own the beer pong over at the Irish pub.
Yeah, and then they try for live music on Saturdays as well. So this Saturday is beer pong. After that, it's going to be live
They host
music on
comedy?
Saturday. Yes, we've done a couple of comedy nights there.
Nice.
And we have another one coming up, I think June 24th, whatever that Wednesday is. I'll have to
Yeah.
look that up.
Just a lot of fun. Great place. Good beers on tap, and actually really good food too.
And the food there is awesome, like you said. So definitely
Yeah.
check out Sean at the Irish Pub. And just a shout out to Voodoo Hound Graphic Art and Design, because he's the one that did my graphic right there.
Which is
Very cool
great.
guy.
Yeah.
So before I forget, let's give a shout out to Cyclone. I always forget to
Yes. How can you
promote
forget Cyclone?
him and myself. But yeah, he has In the Cage with Cyclone, which is a show right before ours. Talks all about fight sports and stuff like that. So definitely check him out.
He mentioned something about a promotion coming up Thursday, I believe, right? Professional
the
Fight League.
PFL League.
Yeah, he's going to be doing some type
Or
of
the
interviews
PFL.
there. So yeah, definitely check him out. He's got a great show. Very on top of the subject of the fight game. I myself are in and out, but if I need
Yeah.
to catch up, watch one thing with Cyclone, I'm good.
And Friday, I will be at Coasters
Yes.
performing some comedy. And on June 21st, we finally got it together. I will be with Paul Bond, who I see is watching. We're going to be at the Freeport Yacht Club.
Wow.
And Rough House Rescue is doing a benefit there, and we're going to be doing some comedy. I don't know if we're going to have another comedian with us, but right now it's Paul and I.
What's that date?
It's Friday, June 21st.
Okay.
And Rough House Rescue, if you're not familiar with them, they go around and they rescue animals from kill shelters and stuff like that and help get them adopted.
Oh, that's nice.
So definitely a good cause. They're stand-up people. Went to a bingo night, and it was just amazing how many people were there and how much they raised for the charity. And Frank and his wife Sarah introduced us to the people that ran it, and they said, "Hey, let's do a comedy night." They're like, "That sounds like a great
Yeah,
idea."
that's
Nice.
great. At
So
this,
we're
at this
doing
point
it.
in my life, I think I like animals more than people. So,
Oh, agreed,
I have
agreed.
for quite some
so
time.
I'm definitely down
That's
with
the
that
truth.
cause.
So now that we get the business out of the way, let's get into the fun part.
All right, Sarah.
So we have Sarah Martin here, who is a local Long Island filmmaker, among many other things.
Hello. Thanks for having
And
me.
you just had
Yeah,
a big
welcome.
premiere
I
a few weeks
did.
ago.
I did, and you were there. May 3rd, I had a premiere in Belmore for Menagerie.
Yes.
What did you think about it?
I thought it was good. It was, my phone's just acting crazy, I'm sorry. But
Yeah.
It's okay.
yeah, that was your second full-length feature, but the first one I got to see.
That's right. That's right. That was my
Okay,
second
right.
feature.
So going into this, Dennis had told me a little bit about you.
Okay.
That this was your second feature, and before that, I guess you did shorts. Is that what you did?
I did a bunch of shorts. I've done music videos, things like that. I've done a lot of festival
And it
work.
and now, do you film these on like basic equipment?
No, I film it on Sony. So I have
Okay.
Sony cameras. They're 4K. Everything. We use cinematic lenses, and I have a whole crew. We have a bunch of cameras now. And but we did start with just one camera.
Wow, I mean, because the picture definitely looked clear. It was very nice. It's
Oh,
not
yeah,
like
it's nice.
some of these you go to when it's like grainy and out of focus. And no, it was interesting. I've been to a few live shows. I mean, local productions, and they're all it's to see your take on it was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Horror is that
Yeah, horror is like the genre that I'm pretty much like in right now. So my next movie is going to be a horror film as well. But horror just kind of works for me because it's easy for me to write it. And I don't know, my life is a nightmare. I don't know.
That's pretty funny. Now, as a layperson like myself that doesn't know much about it, what time limit would be a full-length feature as to a short? So there's sometimes you see shorts, it's a 10-minute thing. And others go 45 minutes, it seems.
Like, I guess like a short film would be considered anything under 45 minutes.
Okay.
But honestly, anything under 60 minutes, I would consider a short. And
Okay.
anything over 60 minutes, I would consider a feature. But it depends on who you're asking. So like if you're asking like SAG or anyone like that, it's going
Right.
to be over an hour. If you're asking like, I guess the Oscars, it would be anything over 45 minutes.
Okay.
But they really don't really take anything over 45 minutes. But anything under 45 minutes is a short. Anything
And
over is a feature.
since
So they say.
since you mentioned SAG, which is the Screen Actors Guild,
Yes.
it's basically the union for actors.
Right,
kinda,
right.
So I remember years ago I had a friend who was hell-bent on getting her SAG card, remember?
Yeah.
And so she had to have a certain amount of talking parts for a certain amount of time. Would an independent film count toward that, or no?
It can. I could run everything as a union production, but I'd rather be non-union.
Okay.
I don't have to play by the rules.
So that's up to you. If you decided
is.
to go union, I mean, that's obviously
is.
the costs go way up.
Yeah, and I've done some union projects myself, and I would rather do the independent thing. I think it's easier for me. I get to make the schedule. I don't have to follow all their rules and guidelines. But
But an actor in your independent film wouldn't qualify for SAGs.
Unless I made it a union film.
Okay.
Like it could possibly. Like I've had union actors in my movies.
Okay.
But I don't really like to take
But then
them.
you're
Well, I
gonna,
think
right,
what
you
he's
gotta
saying
pay them
before they
prevailing,
get into
prevailing
SAG.
wage, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Before
There's a
they're
lot of
actually in
rules
SAG,
and
their credits
contracts
would
and-
count.
Yeah.
So,
They could still get
yeah.
credits with me and everything like
Oh,
that
okay.
on IMDb and
Yeah.
get their reel out there. Whatever they want to do that way.
Very cool. That's I didn't know that. That's actually very cool.
Yeah. It is cool. I love it. I
And
love filmmaking.
How did you find these actors for? How do you say it? Menagerie.
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 A lot of the time I find my actors on like actor outlets like Backstage, Actors Access, casting networks. So these are all available for anybody out there that's interested in being an actor. You could sign up. You have to pay a monthly subscription. You just do. That's how it works, people. It's not that expensive. And if it is, then
Probably in the wrong business.
right. I mean, it's not that much money. You got to start somewhere, and you get paid. For being an extra in the background, people always knock it, but it's great work, it's great experience, and you get paid for the day. So if someone's just trying to start out, I would recommend trying that. To see if you even
that's
like
great.
it.
See, I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
thought
it's-
extras, you just got to be in the film and
Right.
maybe a name and a credit under extras at the end.
Sometimes.
When you're the last three
That
people.
depends too.
Right, sometimes.
Right, the last three people, and you go, there I am.
It's true though, and I think that's a great way to get started because a lot of people want to act, but they don't realize how much work and long days and hours actually really go into it. And it could be a whole day that gets wasted, honestly, and none of the scenes get shot. I've been on sets before where I've wasted days, weeks of nothing ever got shot.
Right.
The day in Nefarious. That was
My first
whole day in
movie,
Connecticut.
Nefarious, we got rained out. It was
Yeah.
awful. I was miserable, and I
Is
had
that the
40
day-
people.
Is that when the ambulance got stuck? Is that the ambulance?
No,
No,
that
this
was
was a
for
different
Menagerie.
movie.
Okay.
But we got rained out, and everyone had to go home, and it was really disappointing. I was
And
heartbroken.
it was a set location. It was
It was
a
in
lot
Connecticut.
of people.
We had over 40 people there, and I had to send them all home. And we waited all day for the rain, and it just never stopped. So it was an outdoor scene, and we couldn't really do anything about it.
It was
so.
one of those on and off things. So every time, all right, the rain's done. Let's set everything
Oh
up.
my
And
God!
here it is
So
again.
Run back
Yeah.
into tents, come back out.
It was miserable,
Yeah.
and I was so disappointed because it was just a
Such
lot
a
of
cool
time and
place
money.
too. That place was awesome.
Yeah, Wild Bill's nostalgia, and it no longer exists. Can you
Yeah.
believe it? Oh my gosh, that was a really
saw the
great
pictures
place.
of that.
Yes,
was
no,
so-
I heard of
yeah.
Wild Bills. Yeah, I heard it closed.
Yeah, it was sad. We did a lot of our stuff there. I've done 3 different movies in that spot, so
Oh, okay.
I really like the location. It's huge. It's got a lot of stuff going on, so.
I can't believe it closed either. Because
I know.
If that was here, I'd be there every weekend.
I know, it had a lot of fun stuff. It was basically like a shop of oddities in Connecticut. It was a cool little spot. It had like half amusement park, sets for me to film all over, so it was fun.
Had a cool record selection. Had old video
Huge record
games,
store.
Everything.
It was like a maze. You could see that in my first movie, Nefarious.
No, I didn't see
V
that
still
one. I
has her
have to see
Bryant
that.
sweatshirt.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
'Cause
I love
it got cold out of nowhere, so we all just started going in and buying shirts. I think mine said staff. It was a big yellow staff shirt.
I love it.
great.
I love it. That's awesome.
But you had mentioned, you were talking about extras, and it's funny because a lot of comics get into acting.
Yes.
And, you got people like Terry McNeely, who's constantly on Blue Bloods and Law and
And
Order
I know
and stuff
you know
like
John
that as an extra.
Butera.
Yes.
He was in
John.
my last movie. I put his son in as well.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. Shout out to John Butera.
But, Terry does pretty well doing, extra gigs. He's
Right.
constantly on these things. And there is a big crossover because it's entertainment. It's an
Right.
entertainment industry.
And it's good. It's good networking.
And you've had quite a few people.
Oh, I've had a lot of people in my movies.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But you know
That
what?
kid was really good.
I know.
I still can't wait to see that movie.
I know. He's really good. I used him a few times because he was just so talented. You're talking about Avery, right? The young
Yes.
kid? Yeah, he was amazing. He actually moved to Mississippi, and that's why we brought Menagerie to Mississippi last time, so, for him. So that was really nice. We got to go to a lot of fun places.
Now, I know there's a lot more challenges doing a feature film as opposed to a short.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, it's still a lot of work no matter what, even if you do a short or a feature, but a feature has a lot more details, a lot more scheduling, organizing, locations. You have to rely on more people to show up, and it's just a lot,
I don't think people realize how much film actually gets thrown away to make that
Oh my gosh.
hour and a half film.
Yeah, right.
You know,
You're filming
for
all
a 5
day.
minute short, you could have it over a couple of hours of stuff.
It's crazy. Like my last short, it took us, I think it was under 10 minutes, and it took us maybe 14 hours to film, and then it was a whole nother day of editing. You know, but for a feature, you're talking anywhere between 10 and like 20 days of filming, and then you have to cut it down to an hour and a half, which is normally what I do is 90
Now, I
minutes.
think you said at the beginning of that last film, it was a year in.
A
in
year
the
and a half
works?
it took me to
Yeah.
finish the Menagerie.
Wow.
It took me a year to finish The Forest, though. I had a lot more planning, and I had a lot less actors in the first movie. This last movie, Menagerie, I had 58 actors.
Wow.
That was way too much for me. It was definitely a challenge. So,
Now, how's it go with like getting locations? People, you know, they have to agree to let you use the space. Or
oh
is
yeah,
there-
it's
or
hard.
is
It's a
there
lot of
some-
planning. So I have to get spots. I have to get insurance. Pay them for the day, for the location. None of it's free, and none of it's cheap, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, some people do. Some people do set up in places and film and
Absolutely.
film
that
Filmmaking.
way, right?
Absolutely.
Some
Oh,
Hollywood
yeah.
films have done that. They
No,
run out
no,
of budget.
no,
Like,
no,
all right,
anything
let's
that I
set the
can
shot,
do-
get out of here.
anything- I
What
can
was that
use-
stupid one when we were kids in the forest that made all that money?
Oh, Blair Witch?
Yeah, I mean that
I know,
was
it's crazy.
horrible.
I heard even like the original Terminator, if it's true, when they ran out of budget, they just said, let's set this up, film it, and get the hell out of here.
Right, yeah.
I believe
that's-
it.
yeah, no,
Honestly,
it's-
like a lot of people have come forward to me in the last couple of years and offered locations, so that's been really helpful. They've offered me props and places to stay. They've offered me food. I've had a lot of food services contact me. Do you need food for set? Can you promote for us? So that's been really nice.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so I kind of do something like that where we do like a barter kind of, which has been really helpful in the last few years too.
Cheryl's been saying a lot of stuff to you. Just want to give her a
Oh,
shout out.
Cheryl, what's up? Cheryl Dobbins, what's up? Am I saying your name right? Don't be mad.
She said you're talented and real.
Oh, thank you.
And the editing takes forever, which definitely does. I know, that from the times I've worked, I helped Jim out, I didn't even get involved in the editing process, but I just see how much of the day gets recorded and then one actually shows up on film.
And sometimes you don't use any of that day.
And then trying to keep the
Right.
continuity.
It's crazy.
That's what they call the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
right?
And I
Yes.
keep every last bit of that footage forever because you just never know if you need like a quick cutaway and I think Carmine just said too, he was right. He says, yes, take after take, change camera angles, change movement, change the background, make sure the lighting is good. There's just so much that goes into it. One little scene, it looks so simple. It's maybe an hour or more set up. It's crazy.
Technology has helped and hurt the industry in some ways.
Sure.
Anybody could film, and you see people just with their phones.
Yeah,
filming
no,
Oh, yeah,
people have
YouTubers,
made- yeah.
which in a
blown
way
up.
kind of drains that. Like everybody's a filmmaker now.
Exactly. Everyone's a photographer. Everyone's a filmmaker now.
But an independent film used to be $30,000-$40,000 was a good
Sure,
budget
sure.
for an independent film. Now you see independent films with $5 million
Yeah,
budgets.
exactly.
I know, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
That was a major motion picture before,
yeah.
but now you're seeing these major motion pictures, $500 million. Like
It's
you look at
wild.
something like Endgame and look what their
It's
cost
unbelievable.
was. It used to, if a movie made $100 million, it was a blockbuster. Now that's not even, it's the budget's well over that. So it's tough to really keep up with, because as good as the equipment, you have professional grade equipment that Hollywood was using years ago.
Right.
But they're so far advanced
Now
with
they're
the
even
CGI and
more.
everything.
It's
And
amazing.
you're still never really going to
And it
keep
doesn't
up with them
matter
without the
when-
budget.
It doesn't matter when you buy your camera. Next year, there's going to be a
Yeah.
much
Yeah,
better
it's
camera.
just-
Your camera's
it's like
already
6
outdated.
months.
It outdates
Yeah.
so fast.
When you buy your camera, consider it outdated like next week.
But if you
know?
watch old independent films, it was VHS recorded.
Oh my
type.
gosh, I know. And I
Not
used to
big.
play with VHS cameras as a kid because
Yeah.
my father had one. So that was interesting. And then my brother got a camcorder. My sister got a camcorder. I wasn't so into it as a kid because I always did my acting stuff. I did theater acting. And I can't believe I wasn't into the production side earlier because I love it so much now that I'd rather be behind the camera,
Right.
It's crazy.
It's funny when you see even childhood actors that we know. You don't. Whatever happened to this guy?
Right.
And then all of a sudden you see the producer and you're like,
They're
"Holy
producing now.
shit, that guy's
It's
a producer."
wild. I just have
They
so
went
much
from
fun.
front of it to behind it.
Right.
I like
and they
watching
like
it
it so
from
much
beginning
better.
to end.
Right. That's
And I
kinda
see
cool.
all the aspects of it. I don't know. It's a lot of fun for me.
Craig's right on the money too. So Sarah has an amazing work ethic. I haven't seen anyone bust their ass the way she does to make it true. And that's true because I've seen you in action and you just go.
I do. I'm
There's no
nonstop.
quit. Yeah.
Everyone always go when they come to my film sets. They don't realize all the work I actually do behind the scenes. So they're like, "Oh my gosh, look at Sarah! She's running around left and right. It's crazy."
Yeah, I
It
felt
is.
so bad for you that day during that
Oh,
shoot.
I was miserable.
She was the only one that was nonstop from beginning to end.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
it was
sure.
tiring, and it was raining, so I was completely soaked from head to toe.
Yeah.
I didn't even care. I was running through puddles. I was just trying to get it done, and then we didn't even get it done that day.
Yeah.
But we had to come back another day and film, and that's just what happens. You can't control the weather, right?
Right. We were talking about locations, and then we were also talking about how you had that the ambulance got stuck, which is kind of
Oh,
funny.
yeah, it's hilarious.
You kind of see a little bit of it in the film. You see them spin, and I guess you cut it, and then it shows them driving away.
Yep.
Now, how did you, like, a lot of times, like, you got that ambulance company or whoever to, did they sign, they have to sign a waiver?
Oh, yeah, we
like,
had to sign a waiver.
you know, a lot of times you'll see they'll stick, like, a generic, like, magnet up over
Oh,
it, and it
you
will
know what
say,
we
like,
did?
fire department
Electric
or...
tape. We use electric tape and change the numbers of the ambulance. That's the only
Okay.
thing that we were required to do.
Okay,
And,
yeah, but it did say whoever the, you know,
Yeah,
the
that was
ambulance
fine.
company is. And
Yep.
a lot of times they try to cover that. It would be like, you know,
Yeah,
like
well, I asked them
Acme
about
Fire
that.
Department, you know what I mean? Like,
They didn't mind about that. They just wanted the numbers covered, and that was fine. And you know, and we paid them for their time, and we signed off on the waivers. And
okay, yeah, I was just surprised to see that, actually. You know, normally
Yeah,
it's
pretty
like
cool.
a made-up, you know, like Gotham, you know.
no, it was the real deal.
Yeah.
I did
Gotham's
think
not
about
real?
changing
Yeah,
it,
well,
though.
yeah.
Gotham's real. Come on.
And film festivals, how would you go about getting your film in a festival?
I would just have to submit it and then make sure I have all my proper paperwork, like all the agreements that I have, all my actors, signed releases, all my location releases. So every single spot that you see, I have somebody sign off on saying, yes, you have permission to film here. And every person that you see or product that you see in my movies, it all has permission, because that's the
Okay.
only way we can
And
really
have
use
you
it.
done that? Have you
Yeah.
gone into, so what do you do, like the Long Island or?
And anything. Like I had a vodka company in my last one, and I think I'm going to end up using them again because they're just great. So I use any product placements, guys. If you have products that you want in my movie, talk to me.
Right.
So
that's-
it's true. I'll use
We were
anything
talking
I
about
can.
that like with Wayne's World. You know?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And you know, any location that you see, everything's signed off at. So I had done filming at DSI, which is Dark Storm Industries. It's a gun range in Oakdale, New
know
York.
that place.
Shout out.
Yeah.
I love them. The guys there are amazing. They're like family to me now. And you know, everything. I had to have all that signed. We had to have permission. My guys had to learn how to use the guns because we had real gunfire. And they took like a small like flash course on it, and it was amazing. And they got to shoot these real AR-15s and DS-15s. I'm sorry, DS-15s, because
Yes.
that's their brand. But it was amazing.
Civilian model.
Yes, it was really, really cool, and the actors had a great time on set.
So bigger
wouldn't?
companies like, say, Poland Spring, if you had you would take the labels off? Is
Oh, I
that
take
what-
the labels off. I take all the labels off beer bottles. You know, I always reach out to them. It's harder to get those companies, but eventually I'm going to get them. So it's a matter of time.
It's funny how things change, because years ago I was going to get into the industry, and they said if you purchase something, you could show
can
it on
use it,
film. You
right.
just don't feature it. Like, you wouldn't want to sit there holding it, you know, in the
Or
camera
don't show
like
it in a
that.
bad light.
But
You
the
showed it in a
reason the
good
reason
light.
why some people used to hide stuff is they would reach out for them to be sponsors, and they said, "Well, Poland Spring's not going to give me money.
Right.
I'm not going to show the name, or
Right.
I'm going to rip it off."
Right.
Correct.
And then something changed along the way, where now products don't want to be seen in certain shows.
Which
and
I don't
stuff.
get.
Yeah, they're-
I
they're
would think
offended.
any
Everyone's
type of...
offended.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's
that's-
offended
that's
now.
just
Or,
it.
oh, I don't like this show, so it doesn't fit our product, so I don't want it in. But if you paid for it, all of a sudden their opinions are out the window. They're like, oh yeah, we love this stuff. It's
Right.
great.
You know,
Unless
it's-
of course the people reach out.
It's true, and unfortunately, we live in like a time where everyone's offended by freaking everything, and I don't play by the rules for that reason because I quite frankly don't give a shit. Sorry.
No, hey, let's...
You know, and I'm just gonna
I'm
do what
with
I'm
you.
doing and live my life, and I'm gonna make my movies, and I'm gonna do my thing. So, you know, if you guys want to help me out there and be a part of it, I would love to have you because it's a team effort.
I think you and I need to be in our next film.
You have to be because honestly, it's a team effort.
Yeah.
I love my crew. Shout out to Eric McAuliffe. He's my assistant director. He's like anything I'm not doing, he's doing behind the scenes. So, you know, it's on our shoulders, and we run back and forth like maniacs.
Yeah, I already told you. Let me know the schedule if I'm not working.
Yep, absolutely. I know that I want you for a bar scene, and I know it's a Monday. Remember, I think I told you that.
Yeah.
So that's the
Well,
only thing I know right now. I don't have the actual dates yet.
Okay.
Especially because I'm scheduling that other thing I told you about.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Can you talk about what you're working on now?
Well, I wanted to before that. I wanted to ask you because you've done quite a few short films.
Yeah,
done
a
a couple
lot.
of feature. Now the short films have to be easier. What drives you to continue to do features? Because you are doing another one right now or working on.
I just feel like with the features, it's a bigger deal. It gets more recognition. It's a lot more work. I've known dozens of people who have started features and never finished them, or I've been in actual other people's features and never saw the light of day.
Right.
So to me, I always said I want to finish every single project I start, because what's the point of doing it? And I worked my ass off as an actor and then never saw the project. So I always thought, like, wow, I'm never gonna not finish my movies, no matter what it costs to just finish it. You know, I just want to make sure I complete the projects that I start. And every single project is a learning curve. And now I think I'm more motivated now than ever before, because I've seen my progress, and it's incredible, guys. Guys out there, I'm so proud of myself right now. But I really work so hard, and I want to make a movie that everyone will love. And I'm ready to go all the way with it. So.
Now, everything you're talking costs money.
Oh, yeah.
How do you fund a film?
It's mostly from donations, fundraisers. I raise money myself. What?
Is that still active?
I do have I had a Facebook one for a while, but I do have an Indiegogo one currently. If you go to my website, silentenvyproductions.com, it's right there on my main page. You can check out the fundraiser. You can see we have promo videos. We do updates every week. So I'm doing an update tomorrow. I'm going to be putting one out. And we have videos all the time explaining what we do and where the money goes. And it's really, we really need help. We need everyone's help. So
yeah, no, I got
even $1.
Like you said, it's everything costs money.
It really does. So
location, the people. I mean, you do get some donated stuff, which is, and the bigger you get or more known.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully you can get sponsors, bigger sponsors.
Exactly. As we go along, every year we seem to do better and better. I'm still learning a lot myself, but I'm ready to rock. I think this is my year, and don't we all say that every year? It's my year. But whatever I got to do to make the movie happen, I'm going to do to make the movie happen.
That's so cool.
Like Sarah said, too, the equipment, becomes obsolete. So I know you're at B&H all the time.
It's true. I'm at B&H all the time. I love B&H. It's like a candy store for dorks like me. And,
I'm afraid to go. Luckily enough, every time I pass it, it's usually closed because I'm afraid to go in there.
I know, it's closed a lot.
I need all this.
The hours are strange.
And then I buy a bunch of things.
But it's all
spend
digital,
$1,000
right? Everything's digital now.
It is. A lot of stuff is digital. People still use film, but I mean, the cost on that is beyond my means.
Right, the film, right, the old school, some people are still using that.
I've talked people out of it.
Yeah, when they say cutting room floor film, there's actual film on a cutting room floor. Like, that's...
Yeah, so we do have the leeway where we could just keep doing takes, but at the same time, we got to get to the next scene at the same time. So it's like we can't waste too much time.
Time is important, too.
Right, time is everything. Sometimes our space is limited. Sometimes the locations will only give us 4 hours or half a day or an hour in the morning. So it's like we have to really schedule. One person shows up late, it throws you all off. It's a nightmare.
Craig and Cheryl are saying to support you.
Hi, Craig, Cheryl,
you're the
Kathy,
favorite New York
Michael.
filmmaker.
What did you say?
Craig said you're his favorite New York filmmaker.
Oh, thank you so much,
Please
Craig.
help Sarah and back her projects, invest in a great artist. I can't even speak, artist. Cheryl wants to know if you have advertising in your budget.
Yes, I do. I do have advertising. If you want to know more about advertising, you can go to our website. There's a section there for advertising. If you have any questions, you can send us a message right directly from my website, which is silentenvyproductions.com.
Yeah, we should add that to put up on the screen.
Oh, very good. Very good.
We could
we could put it in there.
Stuff, yeah.
We can add it to the
if you can get Sarah's Silent Envy page. Just post it in the comments.
Yeah, silentenvyproductions.com.
She said the Disney World of photographers and filmmakers. Yeah, that's B&H.
Yes, I love it. I love B&H Photo. It's the best place ever.
Correct. B&H catalog is this year's wish book for adult geeks.
Yeah.
It's totally true. Thank you very much, Cheryl. Whatever you can do to help, just even if you can't donate or or help with locations or services, just share. Just tell people. I also do commercial work. We do commercial work. We do music videos. So it's not just feature films, but my love is the features. So I love making the movies.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that later, too, because I know you're constantly advertising. You film bands.
Yep, I do bands. I did a bunch of local
Weddings.
commercials lately. I don't know if you saw the clothing store ones I've done. I did a couple. I did one in Patchogue. I did one in Sayville. I did one for, let's shout out Thread New York. That's in Patchogue. I just did their commercial. I did a commercial for Paper Doll Vintage. They're amazing in Sayville. So
that's a cool place.
Yeah, I get all my photo shoot clothes from Dominique over at Paper Doll. Love their clothes. Love the style. Dominique's amazing. So did a commercial for them. and there's so much more I'm doing this year. It's
do
crazy.
professional photography, headshots,
Oh, yeah.
and stuff like that. As
I also
Frank
do
knows.
photography work, but film is where my heart is. But people are getting a lot of headshot photos from me lately, and I'm getting a lot of models that just want to do
Now,
anything.
what motivations do you use for the films? I know the last one was about the eyeball killer, which was a true story.
It was a true story, and the eyeball killer, so it was called Menagerie because Menagerie is like a collection of taxidermy and stuff like that. And anyone familiar with the eyeball killer knows that he murdered prostitutes, cut out their eyeballs, sewed them in the taxidermy. And I wanted to do like my own spin on it, so I kind of had like the detectives more involved, like their side of it.
Right.
So it was really interesting, and I did my own kind of spin, and everyone seemed to enjoy it, so that was good. But this next one, actually, I was motivated by MTV's Catfish. So I wanted to do something relatable. Everyone like does online dating these days, and you just never know what you're gonna get. Everybody lies on
I
those
gotta
things.
know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a dick pic.
You're gonna get a dick pic, no matter what, ladies. Am I right? Check your DMs, bros.
I'll be sending them.
Well, at least we have somebody who admits it. It's true, right? So, I don't know. I thought about Catfish and what could be relatable in the dating scene. It's such a weird time now, and I love the show Catfish. I just do. I just think I can't believe people fall for this crap. And I started dreaming, like, well, how can I make this crazy? So I pretty much have a story of this guy that is in a bad relationship, gets out of it, and he meets this girl online, and he goes to meet her 3,000 miles away, and she's not who she seems.
Oh, boy.
She is real, but she's not who she seems, and it's
Sounds fun already.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
twists and turns. I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
We're finalizing the script this week, so I just don't want to give too much away. And yeah, it's a bloodbath. We've got a lot of cool special effects we're going to be doing this time. Everything's bigger and better this time, and I'm really excited. Everything's better. So
All right, now you write the script yourself.
I write the script. Yep.
With another writer.
I write it myself, and I have it proofed by
Okay.
like 3 people, and then I rewrite it, change it.
And how long have you been working on this list? Do we have a name, or you're not giving
It's
out the
called
name?
The One.
The One.
The
Okay.
One. Isn't that cute?
I like
'Cause this
it.
might be the one, or the one, or the victim is
Right,
the one.
the one that breaks your heart or cuts it out. Either
Yeah.
way.
I love that.
Yeah.
Does they cut it out,
There
or
you go.
might be a
There's your
tagline, yeah.
tagline.
or what? You know.
She's gonna break your heart and cut it out.
I like that. I might have to rewatch this just to get that out. But that's awesome. So that's kind of where I get my inspiration. And then I dream a lot. I have a hard time sleeping at night, and I constantly am dreaming, and I remember my dreams, and I write ideas down. And watch
I've
a
always
lot
said
of
I should
forensics.
jot down mine.
You really
I
need
get some
to.
crazy dreams.
Just keep a book by your bed. I'm telling you, it'd
Yeah.
be the best thing ever. But I dream a lot. I watch a lot of forensic files. I'm very into that stuff. I watch a lot of court TV. I'm a real dork. Anyone who doesn't know.
You did try to put some realism into your, even with the investigations and.
I try. I did. That was all like the real deal. I had real police officers on my set, by the way, and they were real NYPDs, and they actually
Well, you could
looked
tell.
at my.
I knew that from their uniforms. You can't just.
Oh yeah, the uniforms as well.
Yeah.
We had legit uniforms, NYPD, and they looked at my script, and he goes, the one guy, Johnny,
We
Chef
wouldn't
Johnny
do that.
P.
Right.
He goes, no. He goes, can we redo this a little bit and make it our own? I'm like, you know what, go for it. And it was nice because I brought 3 guys that worked on the squad together for 25 years back together after retirement.
That's funny.
They had so much fun. And
they were funny, and they had those inter-jokes between them, where they were making fun of each other, and that's the way
I love that.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cute. It made it seem really personable, and that's what you want. You want relatability. And I wanted people to see that they were, partners for a long time. But a lot of my inspiration just comes from, I think, wow, what would scare the crap out of me, And I just kind of jot it down, and I get stuck sometimes with my writing, but ultimately I figure it out.
It is funny because when you do something for a profession and then you watch a movie on that, without trying, you mentally start picking the plot like, that's not true.
right,
Well,
yeah,
Yes,
it's so
come on.
hard.
It's true.
Yeah.
I watch films a lot differently now.
Yeah.
Now I kind of look for like quality and story, and I'm like, oh wow, that was really good how they did this. Oh, I wonder if I can film it like that,
Yeah.
So I get a lot of ideas now, and I know how to do all these little techniques now, and I can't wait to like utilize all of it. And I'm gonna go nuts for this next one. So I've got a lot of stuff happening. We've got dolly tracks, we've got cranes, we've got everything you could think of, gimbals, everything, steady cams. We're going nuts this time.
So how long would you say you've been writing this
This
script?
one, probably 4 months now.
Oh, that quick?
Yeah, 4 months now I've been writing it, and we're almost done now.
Wow.
Yeah, because I kind of have ideas already, and then I just add to them, and then when I'm ready to write the movie, it kind of all just flows
Do
together.
you dictate a lot of it, or do you
What do you mean?
Sit
Like,
there and actually type it out.
oh no, I actually type it out. I actually handwrite it first. I'm
Oh my
like really
God.
weird about it, which is
You
ironic.
know what? They said it's the purest way to do it, and it
Yeah,
does
but
help
how
the
many? I
creative
mean, you got to
flow.
write the.
I write
actor's
and
name,
cross
like
out and rip out and crumble up
Dan,
and throw it.
you know, pan, camera, left. You know, do you write all that?
I write. Oh yeah, I have to write a whole shot list. That's
Oh
a
my
whole
God.
nother
Yeah,
list.
people say it helps the creative juices flow, and it just
Yeah,
makes
that's a whole
it easier.
different list. I gotta go through it and then read my script and dissect it for each step of what I'm filming. There's like a whole thing, and then you storyboard it. It's very important, and figure out what your shots are gonna be. I like to kind of look at what locations I'm gonna be using first, so I'll scout them out, and I'll be like, oh, this would be a great location for this scene, that scene.
Right. So you have a general idea in your head, like you're
Yeah, I
like,
already
I'm
know what I
looking
want.
for.
It's like a puzzle, and I
Right.
already kind of know what I want, and I'm hoping that all these pieces will come together beautifully. And
So how many pages in 4 months have you written?
in 4 months, 70. Wow. Yeah, 70
That's-
pages of a script format. It's all in script format. And I use something called Celtics. You can use Final Draft, whatever you want to use for script format. But I use Celtics because there's a free version. You can get the paid version too, but I like it. I think it's easy. It's user friendly. And Final Draft is just the same.
So
idea.
next step would be auditions, or do you have like your lead actors?
Auditions. I do have people in mind for the leads, but I still want them to audition because I want to see if they're going to read the lines how I want, and the characters are going to get along together, have good chemistry. This one I'm going to be super strict on. It's going to be a shorter, smaller cast.
Okay.
And I'm going to be holding auditions in Manhattan, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I get some good ones.
So that leads into the question I was going to ask, and obviously you don't have to name anybody, but how do you deal with the egos of certain actors and actresses? 'Cause
Oh, it's
we all
rough.
know they have them.
There
Not everybody
are a
has
lot
them,
of
but
egos on set. You know, some people surprise me.
and
'Cause
some don't deserve the ego. They
Some
have
don't
either.
deserve it at all. But you know what? I already cast them. I'm trying to get through it, especially if we already shot the scenes. But some people surprise me. They'll be fine until like midway through, and then they're kind of tired of it because it's a lot of work. And then I'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for this to be over. But at the same time, I just, it is what it is. I love a lot of people. We end up being a big family at the end, but there are a lot of egos, and unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. Everyone has a different personality, and when you're tight on time and you're filming in a hot space, and you're in everybody's face all day,
Right,
it can get, not nice sometimes. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we all have a great time. We always go out afterwards. We get drinks, we get food, and it's great. We have a cast party, so we end our feud at when we say we're wrapped, guys.
Okay.
And then everything's thank God.
You see that a lot in entertainment too, whether it's actors, comedians, bands. Like these people walk in with their heads so far up, and then you see them and you're like, okay, I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
But then the ones that are best are usually the quiet ones that don't really, you know.
They stick to themselves.
I guess I could see that. Like, I wouldn't. To me, I don't think I would see it in an independent film. I guess I'm way wrong.
Well,
I mean,
when
to
you're,
me,
when you're
these are
filming it,
actors
you would,
who are
yeah,
trying to make it,
you'll
like
see
just
people.
starting breaking out. I mean, but you've obviously made me see differently. I can see you have your Brad Pitt guys, whatever, thinks they're whatever.
They may have gotten a lead in a junior high school play, and now they think like they're the best actor out there.
Well, have you
Is
ever
that
like
real?
have you ever went to like a band and you saw your favorite band and you did like a meet and greet with them and then you met
Yeah,
them and you
completely
hated
killed.
them and they
Yeah.
ruined your life because you loved them? We have some actors that are the same way. You look at these actors on screen and you're like, wow, I would love to do that or meet them, and then you meet them and they're like, no pictures. I don't don't touch me.
A lot of them are assholes.
And it's so rude, and that was another thing. I'll never be that way either because I just feel like, why? Just say hello.
Yeah.
These people are the reason why you're successful.
They said
just
Val
be nice.
Kilmer was one of the worst people to work with.
Who was?
Val Kilmer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, like one of my favorite filmmakers is Kevin Smith. That guy's hilarious and personable. You can run into him in the street.
yeah,
and
like
he's
what?
just like,
These are people that are helping you buy and they support you. Just be nice to them. Say hello. It costs $0. I just want to say this really
To
quick.
be nice.
$0 to be
Yeah.
nice. Can we just be nice to people? Like, life is hard enough. You know what I mean? So.
Well,
it's
one of the
unbelievable.
coolest actors I met was Richard Tyson when I was with your brother.
Oh, very cool.
And if you don't know who he is, I know him from 3 O'Clock High. He was in a lot of stuff, but
he was the
like
bully,
that was
right?
yeah.
Well, one of my favorites is Steven Sciarippa, Sopranos, and I interviewed him on a red carpet, and now we follow each other on Twitter. So I just want to tell you that we're Twitter friends. But he's the nicest guy, so humble, so down to earth. He'll shake your hand, he'll hang out with you.
Yeah, I've heard he's really cool too.
The coolest, and he's from Long Island, so it makes it even better. So us Long Islanders got to stick together. awesome, awesome guy. So
Yeah, Richard Tyson was also in Kindergarten Cop and stuff like that. So he did have credits, and
Yeah.
we saw him at a I don't even remember what festival it was, but we were talking to him. Coolest guy.
Oh, I love that.
Let's take pictures. And all
I
of a
love
sudden,
that.
his agent and manager came over. He's like, $10.
oh,
So I
yeah.
laughed. It was off camera. It wasn't like it was a meet and greet type thing. We were just walking in the hall. I said, all right, forget it. So he's like, what's going on? I'm like, this guy wants to charge us. So he's yelling at his manager.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, oh, your kids got to eat. He's like, well, they got to eat too. He goes, it's their camera. Take the freaking picture and get out of here.
Oh,
I
you
was
know
like,
what
wow.
was really
He was
great
so cool
too?
with that.
I met Tobin Bell, obviously the Saw movies, and there was this huge line out the door. And I was at like a celebrity table, like we were all doing celebrity things, but he was one of the guests of the festival in Indiana, and he had his own room because he was like top dog at the time, and. We're sitting there, and I talked to his manager, and I go, hey, I'm at, like, the celebrity booth, because I had the movie Bite School at the time with James Balsamo. And just like a B movie, you could see it online, you could buy it online. And it's a good one. And
I bought it.
you did, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a good one. It's a fun one. It's a B movie. It's great. It's horror. So
Bite
if you're into
School?
horror, Bite School.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it.
And I talked to
It's
the
a fun
manager.
film.
He's like, oh, well, it's $50. You can't take any pictures. I'm like, I'm just kind of at the celebrity table. And then all of a sudden, Tobin goes, come here, and I was like cutting the line, and I felt really bad. He's like, you want a picture, I heard? I'm like, yeah, can I get a picture? He's like, why are you so nervous? I'm like, I don't know. I was shaking because I was like, I felt bad, and I'm like cutting the line. But anyway, the sweetest guy. Very nice guy, Tobin Bell. So.
Yeah, Craig, giving you props again. The red carpet premiere of Nefarious was an exciting time. Got to see the finished film and party after and talk about the film. Way cool.
Yes, we do after party
Cheryl
every
said Keanu
time.
Reeves was the nicest. I've heard a lot of good things about him, too.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's supposed to be really down
I've
there.
heard good things, too.
someone as big as he is, because he's definitely an A-lister,
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that he's the nicest guy. He does a lot for people.
Yes, a lot of charities and events
Yeah.
and stuff.
And he
Very
doesn't
good.
he doesn't tell you that he does them. Other
Yeah,
people
he's
do.
very humble. He doesn't even want people to
Yeah.
know, really.
Right.
He kind of like does it.
So I'm going to jump back to your film a little bit. So now,
course.
so we got, you write it, right?
Yes.
Next, you cast.
I do the casting, all of it. Everything gets overseen by me. I sit through all the auditions, all the rehearsals, all the blocking. I know blocking is basically like showing the actors where I want them to
Thank you.
stand.
All right, I didn't.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, no
You
problem.
got me.
And a lot of people go, what? So
Yeah.
blocking is basically like a rehearsal where I have people move around the room and I see where I want them to be when they're talking to each other, their movements and all that. So it's like a mini rehearsal
Okay.
again. And then I direct, I film, I edit. So
Right. So once you have the actors all down, or like what you think you have, now it's locations, or you've been doing locations the whole time.
I've been doing locations since before I even cast because I want to get my scenery down and know what the scenes that I'm writing about. So I want to get a basic idea, so at least I have, that kitchen scene. I know that I have that counter space, or I have,
Right.
so I can write it into my script. So I do have a few locations in mind that match what I'm looking at right now, but I haven't, taken the next steps yet. So it's not 100% on my locations yet, but they're pretty much all similar looking
Right.
that I knew I could write around.
Okay.
And little things that I could tweak. Like I do these cutaway scenes that I write into my scripts too, just in case there's something different. And if I could film it too, I'll film it also, just so I have other options to cut away from for scenes.
Okay. So now, filming. You get into filming, actual filming. Now,
Yes.
you have a time frame, right? 20 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever.
Right.
Right? You try not to run over. Is that how that works?
We don't ever
It's not
want to go over.
fast and loose, though. It's not like we film until we're done.
No. It could be set, like you have to go over everybody's schedule. So not all my actors are always available on the same day. And if I have little kids, a lot of time they're in school or they do sports. So we film the kids on the weekends. And then the
okay.
adults will do during the week or the weekends with the kids. So it just really depends on everyone's schedule. So that could be a nightmare. Like we could only film on weekends. It depends. Or maybe everyone's only available 3 days in a row during the week. So we film those days. So it's spread out a lot. And
Okay.
it's, keeping continuity is so important and it's so hard. And like certain actors, like I had my one actor had a mustache, so he had to keep it the same length and trim
Yes,
and
right.
stuff like that.
I mean, you noticed a lot of they even messed that up in
Oh,
all the
multi-billion
time.
dollar Hollywood films.
Look at how Game of Thrones was getting in trouble
Yeah,
just for having
I mean-
Starbucks cup
Exactly.
on the table.
It happens for everybody. You know
during
how
cuts, guys have different cups. Guys have different. You know what I mean?
cups
Yeah.
is something to look out for. Liquid
I
beverages.
always notice. Yeah, you have to go up.
It's
Two
and
up
things
and
that
down.
grab me
Yeah.
That's
when there's
what you
liquid
can
in the cup,
notice.
I look at it, and if there's a clock, I always look at the time.
Yep, the
And you'll
clocks
see
are
it
a
jump
huge
forward
one.
or back.
I
and-
try to avoid clocks as much
Yeah.
as I can.
I used to tell
because-
Jim that all the time. Like, take the clock down. I'm like, why? I'm like, I don't know why.
Just
Ever
take it
since I was a
down.
kid, I fixate if there's a time, and I always go back and look at it.
Now,
you
if
can
you're
see
at a
it.
location and there's multiple parts of the film to be filmed there,
Yeah.
you do it. You don't do it chronologically, right? In the film.
No, everything's out of order pretty much. I would, in a perfect world, if I had the budget for it and somebody wanted to just give me a crap load of money to make a movie, I would take a lot more time,
and do it. Yeah.
slow down. We would spend a lot more days. It would be more, slowed down.
No,
So
that's something you have to be aware of, like with clothes, right? Because it could be
Clothes.
a day later. The guy's wearing the
Absolutely.
same clothes.
yeah, I have another list for that. So I go through the script and then we dissect it again. Now, what are the actors wearing? Each actor. So now I'm just looking for this one actor. What day is it? This is what they're wearing. Oh, it's day 2. All right, they're going to need a second outfit. Oh, day 3. They're going to need a third outfit. Same thing. Then we go to the girl or whatever, the girl lead. Oh, she's going to need an outfit for this day. She changes later on. She goes to a club. She's going to need 2 outfits for that
Right.
day. So it's
And
everything.
if you have to go back and reshoot, you got to remember which outfit they were
I
wearing
have to
that
remember
day.
which scenes and which
Yes.
outfits. And that's easy to screw up. Really easy.
Because I thought it was a risky move in your last film.
Yeah.
That the lead actor wore like yellow jeans.
I
That's
know.
something you don't see.
I know.
And it definitely
And
stands
there's something
out.
really
and that's
funny about that.
because that's like if you had a whole day next day, it looks like he didn't change. You know what I mean?
You know what? He
blue
brought-
jeans you can. No, I get it, but how many people wear yellow jeans?
No, I'll tell you what, right, though, he brought the wrong jeans on one of the shoots. So those scenes I had to crop in on to avoid his jeans.
Oh, really?
And I was really upset because I liked the framework of the scene.
Right.
So I wanted everything in it, but it wouldn't have made sense to the story, so I kind of had to crop in, and I was a little disappointed because I was like, oh, no. He's like, I brought my khakis. I was like, no, you only have your yellow jeans. I don't see your other ones here.
Right.
He's like, oh, my gosh, you're right. I left them at home, and he's 2 hours into the city. And
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a risky move.
It
So
was,
as a
it was.
filmmaker, would you try to avoid that next time and be like, guys, just wear blue or black jeans? You know what I mean?
It just depends. I try to do simple clothes, no logos, nothing crazy that stands out,
Right.
as best as I can. But typically, yeah, I try to go with jeans and match up jeans with a shirt. But, it depends. Especially girls are easier. I could put them in a dress or,
Right.
To go back to what you were saying too, if you have an endless time frame, you're going to lose people. You're going to lose interest.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Actors
just
are going
I
to
don't
move
wanna
on to
lose
another
interest either.
project.
It's hard to, even these people are, they can't be full-time actors.
Right. Everybody's got a second job,
Right.
At
Or
the
even if
end
they're
of the
trying to be,
day.
they're going to move on to another project. They're like, wow, I've been doing this for
Well,
a
even
year
if they're
already.
like
I'm moving
real
on.
actors, even, they have to go be baristas.
Yeah,
at
you
some
see
point.
it. You
Right.
see it even in like
Baristas.
Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead. They were doing other films, and it started. The Walking Dead lost a lot of people because the series is still going on. And they're like, I'm getting major Hollywood movies now. I gotta go.
Right.
Write me
And
off.
I end up I get a little strict on set just because I do have to keep that time frame. Like at the end of the day, we are still doing a job that we all have to do and try to make this project come together as a team. But we do have those time frames, and yeah, we don't want to lose the interest. And we still have our fun. We have a lot of fun. I have a lot of blooper videos. You'll
I was
see it on
gonna
my
say,
YouTube.
it's a horror film, so you can't really show bloopers at the end.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
your blooper reel, I'm
I
sure you
love
show
blooper
it
reels.
during.
I would watch it.
I
to
showed a
type of
blooper
movie.
reel on the
Probably,
last one.
you're right.
Yeah, I had
It
to.
has to be funny.
It is funny, like especially the two leads, Frank and Frank. They're both named Frank, so it's Frank and Frank, and they play the detectives. They were just goofing around the whole time, and they were so funny. And I have all of them in the bloopers, just messing around, and they drove me nuts. Though I was like, "All right, guys, get back to the start. Let's do this
Right.
over." And they were messing around, but you gotta have fun too. You gotta
Yeah.
loosen up a little bit and have your fun. But at the end of the day, you have to take it seriously too. So.
I was gonna say Jim was filming a movie, and it wasn't even long. The actress just stopped showing up.
Oh,
Never
that's
answered the
terrible.
call. So now it's like,
I have
now what do we
contracts,
do with
so
all
I
that,
won't do that.
stuff that we did?
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Yeah, if
Can
they
I go
break
back
my
and reshoot
contract,
everything?
they're not gonna like what happens. So
Yeah.
we have strict contracts. Because you know what, we need to do this project, and I'm not gonna be put out of all this work I've done to try to do
Especially with yours, because you do have a budget.
this. I do, and
that's,
it's strict. It's very strict.
You don't want to lose, like especially if a lead character walks away, you don't want to lose all
That
that
would be
footage.
awful.
You got to reshoot
Then we have
everything.
to refilm everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I make sure I have contracts, and we all are in agreement. We all sign them together in a room.
So yeah, it looks like people want to see a horror film blooper reel on your next film.
See?
Yeah, horror film blooper reel sounds amazing.
Oh my god, it gotta
Roger,
be funny.
I did have a blooper
Roger.
reel on my last one. It was a brief one though. I might make one longer next time. I do have a lot of behind the scenes videos on my YouTube channel if anyone's interested in watching it. Silent Envy Productions on YouTube. So, Sarah Martin.
We only got a few minutes left and time's going to run out fast. So before then, just push everything you want.
Okay.
Your film, your fundraiser, everything right now.
All right, guys, I'm doing a fundraiser on Indiegogo. It's up right now on my website. You can find it on my Facebook, on our Silent Envy Productions film page, Facebook as well. My website is www.silentenvyproductions.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Silent Envy Productions. I'm everywhere. You can Google me. You can see the stuff we're doing. If you check out the Indiegogo fundraiser, you can see a little bit more about this next movie in full detail. And also where all the funds are going and what we need them for and why we're doing this. You know, I really hope that you guys will check it out. There's so many ways to help, whether it be props, locations, services. You could donate. You can help me out behind the scenes. And just really share and spread the word. That's really all I ask for. Silent Envy Productions. That's Silent ENVY, because everyone thinks I'm saying NNV, but it's envy, like envious. Silent Envy Productions. All right? And I'm Sarah Martin.
And again, if they want to hire you for a lot of events, you know, if they want
I do commercials.
Yeah.
We do commercials for
Music
local
videos.
businesses. I'm actually talking to somebody about doing a knife commercial because he makes knives. He's a welder and a
cool, too.
blacksmith. So he wanted me to do a knife commercial for him. I'm doing a coffee house soon. So anything you have, a business, you want to market that on social media. It's all about video now. People want to see a video.
If any of my sponsors want to make a commercial to run on here instead of just a live read, there you go.
And thank you everyone for watching. That's really nice. You guys are so supportive and I love you so much for everything you do for us. It's really awesome.
Roger's a very funny comedian, has his own show from Florida. He's actually going to be our guest next week.
Oh, very good. Okay.
He's coming up here
Roger.
just to do our show.
That's Roger. I can't wait
It's
to
a
meet
lie,
you.
but you know. He's actually coming up. He's visiting. He's going to be doing a bunch of comedy
But
shows.
he will be.
He is going to be on a show,
on the
though.
show.
Oh, very good. So that's really nice. So I'll be watching that show then. And that'll be next Monday?
Yes.
Very good.
Monday.
So I'll be staying tuned. I will stay tuned.
So, do you have like your pet project, like your favorite one that you've done so far, or?
I feel like this is going to sound like silly, but my first movie, my first full-length feature, Nefarious, was like my baby. So that was like my ultimate learning project, and that's like my favorite of them all. But I love Menagerie and everything about it, and it was just a different film. I love them all for different reasons. But I know that this next one, called The One, that this next feature is going to be my ultimate favorite one. I just know it. I already know. Because everything I've learned in the last 2 years, I've grown so much film-wise. It's incredible, guys. I'm like really excited. So definitely stay in touch. Check out my stuff. Look for our updates. We update every week from this point on. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
We're really going in full
we
force.
got to have you back. Probably, what do you think, near the end of the film, right? Catch
Yeah,
up.
absolutely.
See
I
how
would
it's
love that.
going.
Please have me back.
Yeah, I'd love to. Maybe we could play a promo.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
I have a
flip by
bunch of
that.
them. I've been working on all last week. I was filming a bunch of promos. I'll have one for you guys tomorrow, and then this week I'm going to be filming a bunch more.
Now, if any of the people watching want to try to jump in and be actors, how do you advertise is it on your Silent Envy?
Yeah, well, I advertise a lot on Facebook. Again, I advertise on those casting networks like Backstage, Actors Access, casting networks. But I also always post on Facebook. I'm always looking for people. You see my ads all the time. I'm always looking for people that want to help, people that want to start acting, anyone that's trying to just get an acting reel going, and anyone that's interested in even auditioning for a lead. Don't think that you're, not good enough for a lead. You just never know. You might fit the description of my character. So, if you're ready to try it out, audition. What could it hurt?
When are you
Give
going to
it
be
a
the
try.
killer? He's got to be the killer in a movie.
You gotta be.
I was, and Jim, if you're listening, when the hell are you going to put that out?
Jim, oh,
But,
you're in trouble,
the
Jim.
thing is, my scheduling, especially in the summertime, is insane with work and everything. I would love to do it, though.
Yeah, well, my best advice to you and anyone out there is go for it. I mean, what do you have to lose, really? You don't have
Well,
anything.
let me know what you got open. If you think I fit some, I'll come down
Absolutely.
and
And
read.
I do have
yeah,
some
well-
scenes in mind for you,
All right.
so already.
Definitely.
And my brain is always going like a clock. So,
That
little
would be a
gears
pretty good
going.
killer. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to check out all our sponsors, like and share the show. If you're interested in being a sponsor on the show, reach out to me. We're probably only going to take 1 or 2 more for now. Because, again, I don't want to spend half the show just reading sponsors off.
Sure.
But, yeah, come down to the Irish Pub. K Logistics, Frank Zambuto. Definitely check out Jay,
Yeah,
Felon for
for Life.
And that's a cool name, because if you notice, Felon for Life, he's trying to get everybody behind bars.
Yeah.
You know, the handlebars on the bike, and, you know, it's a very creative name, and Jay's a great guy, and did a lot of
Right,
work.
yeah,
I wanted to ride here tonight, but I got to go right to work,
I
unfortunately.
know. I feel bad for you. Oh, and I had a long day myself, so.
Yeah, thanks again for coming in.
Absolutely. I
and-
told you I'd be here. So.
Yeah, no, we look forward to you.
I raced over. I was like,
Sure,
oh
now
gosh,
my
I hope I
sister
make
tunes
it.
in that the show's over. But
That's
yes, you can
kinda-
rewatch this. We're going to be working on the YouTube stuff very soon.
Yes, yeah,
We got to talk
YouTube
about
going.
that.
Mhm.
And thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys. And if you'd like to watch this again, watch it again. Right now.
Yeah.
No.
Did he cut?
No.
And my
So,
phone just
you know
died.
what? Bobby's talking out there, so while he's doing that, we're done. But we're just going to hang out with us. Well, this is all blooper reel now.
Right,
right.
yeah.
And action. Nope, you guys are going to have to redo that. And
Yeah.
action.
See my acting skills? You see that?
That was awesome. Good job. You're
Sound
hired.
early John Travolta, my hair.
Why you touch the hair?
Walt there
Don't
worked
touch
on
the
my-
hair.